A very good evening to everyone who's attending this beautiful workshop today. This is the Green Goddess November meeting for all of you. We have some of our Green Club members sitting here with us, and of course we have the youngest one, Mr. Butt, also with us, right? So thank you, sir, for making the effort to come here. And we've got the whole of the Savera team who's here, who's supporting our chef Jesu in this program, because they're doing two things today. One is, I think, this beautiful vegetable carving by these accomplished chefs. After that, we're also doing a cake mixing. For that, I'm really missing the rest of the Green Goddess here, Jayu, Preeti, and Anju. But I have Manju here. Manju, what would you like to say?
I would like to welcome each one of you and everybody who are here and on the net. Welcome everybody to this beautiful exotic show of two very talented people. I am handing back the mic to Nina. She has a lot more to say than me.
Thank you, Manju. And where do I start? I think let me start by saying that the inspiration for this month's meeting has been none other than Uma Muthuswamy. I hope she is watching. Uma, this workshop is for you, Uma. Are you there, Uma? Because she posted one video from somewhere, and then she said, I wish we could do it at the Green Club, and I personally love these challenges, right? So immediately I spoke to my chef.
She's here.
She's here. Hi, Uma. Do you want to unmute? Can you unmute her, Kiran? Uma, can you talk?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, can. This workshop is dedicated to you, sweetheart.
Thank you so much, Nina. See, when I saw this on Facebook, it got me so hooked. And I watched the video, I think, 2 or 3 times, because from a pink turnip, they created the most beautiful rose, so lifelike. You cannot imagine that it is made out of a vegetable. So I watched that video 3 times, and I said, my God, let me send it to the furry group. I'm sure Nina will see. Went to the group, you caught on it immediately, and you said, yes, Uma, we will do it. And I said, yay. And the very next thing, I think you had fixed the date and everything, so today here we are. I'm so glad, and thank you so much, Nina.
Thank you, Ma.
I'm
And keep
really
the ideas flowing, everyone. It's, it's only when we know what the members want that we can, get it also going. So, I mean, keep all your ideas open and just share it with us. Yes, coming back to today's workshop, something very, very interesting is actually happening here. The chefs are not really wasting the vegetables. In fact, they are creating things out of waste, which our chefs are going to tell us later. But before that, I would like to welcome the accomplished chefs who are with us. A big round of applause for both of them, please. It's a father and son duo. It's very interesting that a father can inspire the son to take on, I mean, it's so beautiful then. It's not an effort at all. And looks like he's going to surpass the father, right? Because you started young, right? Okay, a little brief introduction, and I would like my chef Jesu to join with me here. A round of applause to Jesu, because he's the one who's making it happen. I just had to tell him, Jesu, we want a vegetable carving workshop, and it didn't even think twice. He said, yes, ma'am, we'll do it. And he got me the best in the field. So thank you, Jesu, and applause for you. Thank you so much. Let me start by introducing the youngest chef here, who has won 4 silver medals from Culinary Olympics. His name is Chef Jashwant Kumar. Please stand up and be recognized. He's also the winner of the Super Chef Chennai for 3 continuous editions, 2015, 16 and 17. That is something, because I know it's a very competitive field. And he's also diploma winner of the Culinary Olympics 2016. He's also received the Best Young Chef Award from South India Chefs Association. And he's won 4 gold medals from Sikka Culinary Competition. Oh my God, that's a huge list, okay? So happy that you can be with the Green Goddess today. Thank you so much, Yashwant. We go on to the proud father, Chef Uma Shankar Dhanapal, culinary Olympian. I didn't even know there was a word like that till you told me. Culinary Olympian, it's a beautiful word. Joint Secretary SICA, India's first medal winner from Culinary Olympics 2012 and 2016. He has 20 plus years of experience and he's trained over 1,000 plus learners. That is something. That is something that you don't keep your art to yourself, you know, it's all about sharing it. And World Chef's certified judge, corporate trainer, food stylist, no doubt, and photographer, Star Chef Award winner, QSR consultant. That's a long list too. Applause for Chef, please. Coming back to Savera's pride, Chef Jesu. He's got 22 years of experience, which includes Le Meridian Chennai, the Orchid Mumbai, Royal Caribbean Cruise Liners, Rati, make a note of that, Munnar Catering College, GRT Hotels and Restaurants, has traveled around 12 countries, and he's currently heading the culinary team of Savera Hotel as executive chef, and he's also a certified chef judge, World Association of Chefs Societies, and he's a skill development chef of South India Chefs Association. You're no less accomplished, okay? So very proud that all three of them are taking us through the workshop today. And now I hand it over to the chefs. Would you like to start? And before that, I request the youngest person in the crowd, Mr. Butt, to come forward. And can you give away the mementos to the chefs, please? If you can, chefs. Someone can take a picture, Ratish. A small token of appreciation from us. Yeah. And blessings from him will take you a long way, right? Yeah. Applaud for them, please, before we hand it over. Thank you, Batsa. Thank you, thank you. Chef, now we are ready to see the art.
Hi everyone, hi Duchess members. We really miss you all at Savera. I hope you also will be missing us. And without wasting much time, I just hand over the mic to Chef Uma Shankar. He's a very good narrator and a wonderful trainer too, so he'd be the right person to explain about what all is going to happen in the next few minutes. And I'm sure you'll be more excited to learn. And forward, you can also implement all this simple but yet beautiful presentations and enlighten your food in your home to your loved ones. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? I'm sure I must be audible here, but I also would like to get it from the Green Goddess online. Can
Yes,
someone text if
Yeah,
I'm
you're audible. You're
That's
audible.
great. Thank you very much. And I must personally thank Madam Nina for bringing us here. It is always our pleasure to be propagating this art, and that too at our own favorite place, Savera, because Savera has always extended their warm welcome to all the chefs for any kind of skill development or any kind of support as such. And we also thank all the members of the Duchess and the Green Goddess online. And today we are going to showcase a small demonstration of a simple vegetable and fruit carving garnishes which can elevate your presentation at home. And this is just the beginning, and we have chosen a very simple element for everybody to easily access and also to practice at home. So the tools that we are going to use are also very much available in the neighborhood shops or even online. And I'm sure Chef Jesu would also share the links of those simple tools that we are using today. So do not worry about specialized tools. In fact, we do not have any specialized tools here for the workshop today. Just to keep it very simple and elegant, we use only one knife throughout the workshop. So the entire workshop is designed in such a way that we will show you what is that we are going to demonstrate, and then we will start the demonstration. So we have divided the part into two. Yashwant will demonstrate and I will narrate what he is doing as he does something. And the first element of the vegetable carving is going to be made out of spring onion. So in the interest of audience, I request the cameraman to come little closer so that the so these are spring onion bunches or curls that are used for most of the starters, especially Asian starters. A simple platter can look grand if you keep a bunch of the spring onions in your starter platter. It could also be used for your main course as a simple garnish, and it is very, very simple and easy to do. All you need is one spring onion bunch and a paring knife. So we have a paring knife here. The link of the paring knife is very much available with the Chef Jesu. He would share it with you, or you can just use any paring knife. Okay. So we have just cleaned and trimmed the spring onion here, and now Yashwant will start giving you the demonstration. Please wet your hands before starting your demonstration or carving. Now you need to first slit the spring onions into random heights so that it looks very natural instead of cutting it into even. So cut it random so that we will have curls at multiple places. Now he is holding the spring onion with two fingers on the left hand side. On the right hand side, he is holding the paring knife 90-degree vertical and just made a slit. Just a slit of about 1.5 inch, 1 to 1.5 inch. So he will repeat the same thing on all the spring onion leaf that we have. We have here about 3, but as many as you have, you can just repeat the same step. Now here you need to look carefully. Yes, now you see two divisions of the spring onion. The inner portion will be little slimy, and that's how it should be. Now if your hand is also wet, you can feel that sliminess. Now on the right hand side, hold your knife. The blunt side should face, I repeat, the blunt side should face the exterior of the vegetable, and it should be flat on the surface of the exterior, and just give a firm pull. Just a firm pull, rather a gentle pull, not a firm pull, just a gentle pull. Then it curls magically. That's it. Now he will repeat the same step for everything. Just a gentle pull. Even if it doesn't curl immediately, not to worry. Just keep it in the ice cold water, and I'm sure it will curl in 5 to 10 minutes of time. All that, if the leaf is completely ripe, then it will curl immediately. If it is a very young and tender leaf, it may not curl, but then if you put it in the cold water, it will curl perfectly. So this particular garnish or carving doesn't take more than 5 minutes for you to enhance the presentation of your delicious food. So that's the spring onion curl that we did for you today. Now this is the upper part of the spring onion. Now we also trim out the lower part of the spring onion, and we do curls. We call it as spring onion bushes or spring onion bunches. This is again one more simple garnish that can elevate the presentation of your food. Now one spring onion and two garnishes. This is most easiest and very, very simple, quick. So all you need to do is to just trim the bottom of the tuber, the spring onion, and just randomly slit. Is it visible?
Yeah.
That's great. So it is just a random slit. Now if in case it is not visible, let me also show you how it is done. So it should be just a slit like this. So this is not the safest method, and hence we did it placing it on the chopping board, but if you are comfortable you can do it. Just slit it as many as possible. The best way is to do it on the other side so that your hand is little safe. That's it. So this is very randomly just do it and put it in the ice cold water so that your spring onion bunch is ready. So the two beautiful spring onion bunches are in just 5 minutes. So you can use this for all your starters that you do, and for some main courses too. And if in case you would like to decorate it, you can take one leaf of the spring onion and just insert this into a bamboo stick so that it looks like a stem. It looks like a stem. It doesn't look artificial. So this is also one thing that you can do. Now we will move on to the next element, rose. This is most simple, but of course many get attracted to this rose, but it is very, very simple. Anyone, everyone can do this. All that you need are only a very sharp paring knife and a very firm tomato. So we have nice and firm tomatoes organized by our friend Chef Jesu. So the demonstration starts now. Now you need to select a very firm tomato. A soft tomato may not help us to do this, and knife must be really very, very, very sharp. If the knife is not sharp, you are not going to get a thin petal. Now hold your tomato on the left hand side firmly and hold your paring knife on the right hand side. Just make a thin slice of the bottom. He's just making a thin slice of bottom, which is circle. Without cutting through the end, he is going to start peeling it. Technically we call it as paring, which is nothing but peeling the skin of any vegetable or fruit in circular motion. So he is just doing that. He is removing the surface skin of the tomato using a sharp paring knife without cutting it through from bottom to the top. You can make some serrations to make it look very natural instead of cutting it straight. And when you are cutting it, please move your knife front and back so that it gives you a perfect and gentle cut instead of squeezing the skin of the fruit. As you come close, you can reduce the width of the skin so that we will be able to roll it neatly and make it look like a bud. Now this technique is very simple technique, but it will take little time for you to complete the entire process of paring without cutting through the skin. But it will not take more than a day for you to get perfect tomato roast. So if you can practice one day, you will get the perfect tomato roast. That's it. So the first part of it is done, and the next part is to roll it firmly from the skin where we completed paring. He has started rolling it. Now the first roll will become a bud. As he progresses, that will look like petal. This particular tomato roast is the most elegant one on the plate of a salad or even for some starters. Roll it gently. It will be little delicate, but not to worry. Give it a try, and I'm sure with once or twice you practice, you will be able to make it perfect. So the tomato roast is now almost ready. That's it. I think Madam Uma was talking about some rose. I do not know if this is the rose that she was talking about. And I know the complete red may not look better in the camera, so we have also made some alterations, alternate arrangements to ensure that it is seen better on the camera. The same technique, but this is made out of orange, this is made out of sweet lime. We would like to demonstrate out of orange once again for those of you who would like to see. Same technique, this can be done on using any colors that you would like to give. So now he is repeating the same thing over orange. Now when he does, I request the viewers to closely observe two things. Number one, how is he holding the vegetable or fruit, using what hand? Now the second most important thing, how is he holding the knife and where is he giving the support? Now he is going little fast, but you don't have to go fast initially. Once you are comfortable, then you can go fast. Now even when he goes fast, he is very clear and clever that he ensures that there is a support. He is using his last finger and the ring finger as a support on the fruit so that the motion is completely controlled, and using the three finger to hold the knife and control the movement of the knife. So whenever anybody gives such demonstrations, I am sure everybody would love to look at the outcome of the carving, but I strongly recommend if you want to learn, please observe the techniques. How is he holding the vegetable or the fruit? Where is he holding? How is he holding the knife? At what angle is he holding it? As of now, it is almost flat 181 degree. This is just a flat angle. And these fruits are not waste. What we are making right now is all out of waste, which usually gets into the garbage. Please use fresh fruits so that the rind would be little firm and easy for you to carve. Else there are possibilities that it might tear off in between, but not to worry. Even if it tears, roll it and just insert it inside. Nobody can make out if it is torn or the complete skin. Here is the one. So that's a
Very
rose
nice.
for Uma madam.
Very nice. Lovely.
Now we will move on to cucumber element, which is, we call it as Japanese or Chinese fan. Is it visible or bleaching out? Okay, now. So there are various styles of fans that are available, but now we have made only two over here, with which you can make multiple variations out of these fans. Now all that you need is again one cucumber like this. We need to have very dark skin. Even you can use the normal cucumber, but just to give the color variation, we need very dark green skin. So we have cucumber here, and again the paring knife, same paring knife that we have been using it, and of course one kitchen knife or chef's knife. So with which we will start the Chinese or Japanese fan. And these fans, it can be either used as a garnish over here, or it can also be utilized as a plate decorator over here, and here you can just, you can keep it like this. So this would be definitely a better decorator for your plate. So it is absolutely your creation and your idea. I just made it here to just give you some thoughts about it. Now we will make both the fans and show you. We'll make this simple one, this one. Take out the outer portion of the cucumber. The inner portion would be little, I mean the portion where we find the core with the seeds. So take out only the flesh. This will help us to make these fans. trim the side so that we will get even size petals on both the sides. Now with the help of paring knife, make a thin petals without cutting it through. So maybe about 1 centimeter or half a centimeter joint is left on the top. Then the entire petal is cut, say about 1 mm thickness of petals, and this thickness is just to give you a rough idea. You can increase or decrease the thickness. There is no hard and fast rule as such. It is absolutely your comfortability. Now the number of petals that you make is also your choice. You can make 5, 7, 9. Usually the odd number is better. Now give it a firm press on the bottom where we haven't cut it through, and just spread it nicely, like how the cards are spread. That's it. The fan, Japanese fan is ready. This is one basic simple fan, but if presented, it would look beautiful on the plate or a platter. Now we will move on to the second fan. This is again the same thing, but we are going to just fold it. Same step, we will show you only the folding. Now for folding, make it 5 so that 2 are folded and 3 are just left vertical. Look at the way he is folding it. It is a little flimsy, but you need to carefully hold it and fold it on the opposite side, facing each other, so that it firmly stands. There are 5 petals. The alternate ones are folded to give this beautiful look. Now when you make 5 or 6 of these fans and arrange it on your plate, it will really look beautiful. Now again we will use cucumber to make a mat. I am sure everybody would have made paper mat in the paper craft. So this is something which can definitely add great feel. This mat can be utilized when you are plating a dish, be it starter or a main course. You can just place this mat, maybe 1 or 2, it is absolutely your choice. You can even keep 3 different mats over here, and especially when your kids don't eat cucumber, please use this technique. Keep these mats on the surface, and then whatever the delicious food that you prepare, please place it on the top so that it becomes unavoidable for anybody to eat the food along with the cucumber. Now to make this, we need a peeler. So I suggest to use a Y-shaped peeler, which is easy for you because this is sharp and also has very wide opening than the usual peeler that many of us will have. So I prefer this for the safety of the carver. So all we need to do is to just peel thin slices. That's the only technique, most important technique, without harming your finger. So hold your finger in such a way that your peeler doesn't touch or peel off your skin. Be careful. That is the only warning that I would give. But otherwise the technique is very simple. It is very smooth and soft. Peel out as much as possible and then tilt the vegetable and continue the same step. We need about 4 plus 4, 8 thin slices of cucumber. Now on the opposite side, we repeat the same step. So I preserve these for some other thing. So the 4 plus 4 is what we use here, but it is absolutely your choice. You can have as many as you want. So now all you need to do is to overlap each slices over another to form a weaving. Just first place vertically all 4 slices close to each other without any gap. And then horizontally lift alternate slices and insert the slices horizontally. Now repeat the same step, but this time the alternate ones are lifted and the horizontal slices are inserted. It is simple weaving. Simple weaving, I am sure everybody know this technique. So we are just applying it using cucumber, that's it. This can be done out of cucumber, you can use carrot, you can use zucchini. So any vegetable that you feel is your choice, you can use. Once the weaving is done, please use the round cutter which are usually used for bakery. Now if you have this round cutter, you can use this round cutter. If you do not have, you can use any lid of your bottle which has sharp edges to cut the same thing. Give it a firm press to cut it through completely and only the trimmings are removed. So that is one important technique here. If you do not press it firmly and cut it through the entire vegetable, then you will not have the finishing. Now once all the trimmings are removed, using your knife carefully lift the entire weaving and place it on the plate. It is the most easiest and already a known technique. We have just a new application of vegetable, that's it. But I am sure this will definitely add great value to your plate presentation. Okay, so this is about cucumber mat. And we have some, I'm sure you might have seen a lot of professional plates that has some kind of vegetable reels. So this is nothing but just a thin vegetables, slices of zucchini or cucumber that are rolled like this. Usually they soak it in the salt water to become very pliable and flexible. But in this case, since we have sliced it very thin, it is very flexible already. You can just utilize these elements as your plate garnishes. This can be done out of yellow zucchini, green zucchini, carrot, any vegetable. If you find the vegetable very crispy, then please soak it in the salt water for some time, then it becomes very flexible. So this is one element that we have done for you. And now we will move on to the next flour, which is completely made from the peel or the rind of the watermelon. It is completely from the peel that we have utilized. In fact, many had a perception that vegetable and fruit carving is all about wasting vegetable. Absolutely not. When Yashwant was getting ready for the Culinary Olympics, I gave him this challenge, do something out of wastage. Then he came out with this idea, and he has done about 50 plus variations of these flours. We just only did using the watermelon peel or the rind. And all these, whatever we have shown here today or showing here today are just to give you an idea of what this vegetable and fruit carving is all about. And if you are very serious about it, do not worry not to go anywhere. Yashwant has already uploaded more than 100 tutorials on his YouTube channel, Chef YKU. And there are many professional chefs who have seen those videos and participated in the professional competitions and won silver medals and gold medals. So you have already plenty of materials readily available for you to feed your hunger to learn more about professional vegetable and fruit carving. And in the same channel, we have more than 50 creations of these flours which are readily available. You can just go through and create a flour basket out of it and this will definitely decorate your dining table. So we will go with a simple one. To start with, we use the just top and tail of the watermelon for these flowers, and the side rinds are utilized for making leaves. We will do the leaf next. Just usually the top and tail that you cut for your watermelon, that is the portion that we use for this. Now he is just cutting through the top. With the same paring knife, he is making partitions to ensure that it geometrically looks nice. But do not worry about geometrically or whether it is even or not, because not all the flowers are even. It is naturally uneven. So he has been practiced in this way, so he makes partitions that way, but do not worry about such partitions. It is absolutely your choice, because flowers are completely uneven, and that is natural. He is just making multiple divisions, probably slicing the circle into multiple pies. That's it. Now he has made about 1 to 2 mm depth cuts over here, which you could see. Now with the help of melon baller, he is going to scoop out the center where we will replace different ball, so that gives you a little color. So he scooped out this portion just to insert red colored watermelon, so that it gives some little variation in the color. Using the same melon baller, scoop out one melon ball, which we will use as bird. Place your vegetable or a fruit on the chopping board when you are starting. As you practice, you will become confident of holding your vegetable as well as knife. Then you can hold it the way he is holding. But to start with, I strongly recommend to place it on the chopping board and do. So he is making a slant cut on the right side and a slant cut on the left hand side, facing each other. So just to remove a kind of flesh that forms a shape of V. So 45° on the right hand side and reversed on the left hand side, so that it gives a nice shade in the depth, which gives the beauty of the flower. There are only 3 different techniques that are utilized, whether it is a beginner level or a very professional level in the vegetable and fruit carving. The straight cut, slant cut and serrated. What he is doing right now is a slant cut on both right hand side and left hand side. The straight cut, which you have seen in the beginning, that he made the pies, the whole circle which he cut into multiple pies, is the straight cut. With these 2 techniques, you can do wonders with your vegetable and fruit. The partitions are made and given little depth to ensure that the shades are making it beautiful. Now he is going to trim on the sides. So the edges are trimmed again on left as well as on the right hand side to form a shape like this. Repeat the same step throughout the circle so that you will get the nice finish. This is just a straight cut, but in the shape of V. Please try this flour whenever you make watermelon juice or salad, or whenever you buy watermelon, because anyway these rind or the skin is going to dustbin. Before you throw it into dustbin, please do practice And I'm sure once you do it, you will feel really very happy and continue doing it. So the complete circle is done. Now with the help of saute stick, like this, we are going to join both the buds as well as the petal. Now when you are inserting stick, just do it once. If you do multiple times, it will become very loose and it will not hold the petal. So just insert once at a time and insert this petal, the melon ball. That's it. So this beautiful flower can be utilized, and Yashwant has made a beautiful flower bouquet out of these this particular patents. You can watch this on the Chef YKU channel in YouTube. So we will also make another one. So that is again very simple. So instead of making this, in the interest of time, we will move on to the leaf. So this leaf is also made out of the same, I think over here it would be better. So this leaf is again made out of watermelon peel. So we will do this. It's very simple. So this is the peel that we utilized. So usually when we insert these flowers along with these leaves in a flower bouquet, it will look very, very elegant. So we will now make one small leaf. Take out a small piece of watermelon peel like this and give it a shape of leaf, just roughly a shape of leaf. Place it on the chopping board and just twist your finger so that it neatly trims off the unwanted excess pieces. Remove excess flesh so that it looks little flat. If it is very thick, it doesn't look nice. Now once the shape roughly is given, then make the center vein. To make the center vein is going to make two straight cut, which is about 90° exactly on both the side, and remove the flashes on the right and left hand side so that the vein is elevated. With the help of the shades, now the vein will be elevated and we can clearly see this. Okay. Now on the sides, make thin veins, just random numbers to look natural. These leaves can be made not only out of watermelon, because we wanted to show even waste can be utilized to make leaves. But to give color, you can use pumpkin, you can use carrot, you can use any hard vegetable that can give you a beautiful color to your floral bouquet arrangement. Using a slant cut, which is 45° of knife, he is just removing the excess flashes on the sides so that a dark line is visible. Now the entire the veins are made. The veins are made now. He will now trim the sides. Just give it a small serrated at the tip. can see the difference now. This is the one which he has done, and now he will repeat the same thing over here. Now these leaves, there are multiple leaves that are available online, Chef YKU. You can just watch and multiple times till you feel you are comfortable to make it. But it is very easy. All you need to do is just give it a try once at home, then you will get the feel of it. Now this leaf can be used as for a platter garnishing, not for plate, but platter garnishing, or you can use saute stick and stick it into a floral bouquet. This will look nice. Now next we will move on to a flower called plumeria. So this is made out of radish over here, and we have pumpkin. This can be even made out of beetroot and carrot. We will make this now. So to make this, we need one paring knife, one cookie cutter, a flower shaped cookie cutter like this, and a slice of vegetable. It could be carrot, beetroot, pumpkin, radish, anything. So these are the things that are required: one paring knife, one cookie cutter, and a slice of vegetable. Now first just give it a firm press on the slice of vegetable to form a rough surface or shape of the flower. Once that is done, you need to divide the partitions as he is doing on the vegetable now. Just to divide it into 5 different petals and 5 equal petals. Once the partitions are made, now from one side, using a flat 180-degree angle, you will have to slant the knife through the vegetable. Please look at it. So this is how it is cut. It is not straight cut, it is slant. Starting from the surface, it comes very slant like this. So this is how it should be cut. And then on the next petal, just give it a firm press or cut it through and remove the slices. So same way you will have to repeat this till all the petals are removed. One slant cut and one straight cut. Now he is making this slant, starting from 180 is just going down, and now he is making the straight cut. Repeating the same step to ensure all the petals are completed. Now once all the 5 petals are formed, now you will have rough surface. You will have some sharp edges like this. So these sharp edges must be trimmed off smooth so that it will look natural. Now he is going to just trim off those excesses to ensure it becomes very smooth. That's it. So you can do this with radish, you can do this with carrot and all the vegetables that you feel like having it for your flower bouquet. So this is once again just the beginning for those who are really interested, and I am sure all these elements can definitely add great value to your presentations. It could be plate or platter, or even you can combine these elements and make a beautiful carving display. Now further, if you would like to learn more, please feel free to contact us or watch the videos of Yashwant on Chef YKU. With this, we will end the demonstration and open for any questions if you have. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you, the knife was on his left hand.
Nine, right.
Oh, okay.
No, no, ma'am. See, right or left, it is absolutely your choice. For a right-handed, I suggest to hold the knife on the right because that is the safest method. And for a left-hander, knife on the left and vegetable on the right.
Okay, so I saw a mirror reflection and I was like, how am I going to do it on my left?
No, no, ma'am. So for a right-hander, it is on the right side. For a left-hander, it is on the left side. It is the comfort of the carver, as simple as that. You should comfortably hold your knife without harming your finger. You should do.
So I just saw a whole reflection and I was shocked. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Anyone else?
Studied in a culinary school?
No, I'm studying 12th standard.
Oh, you're only in 12th standard. Okay, fine. So you were trained under your chef father.
Honestly,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt, ma'am.
Yes.
I train lot of chefs and the culinary students, and I conduct such classes at my home. Yashwant has only seen those classes. Honestly, I have never taught him the carving, but to be very honest, today he has reached a level where until and unless I see him doing the carving, I cannot make out what kind of technique he has used. So if he is just giving you only the finished showpieces, it will become very difficult even for the professional carver to find out from where he started, where he has ended. So I think God and my parents have blessed him with
Yeah.
skill. So he
It's
is
an
able to
inborn
take it.
talent. Obviously, it's very talented. Really fantastic. But tell me, Ashwan, what's your favorite cuisine?
South Indian?
South Indian, yeah? So you would like to expertise in that?
No, actually, I would like to learn all the cuisines, but the first main one is our own cuisine. So that is South Indian. So first I want to follow that, and then I can learn the other.
Fantastic. All the best to you, Ashwan. Yourself.
More than 100 times.
Yashwant started holding the knife at the age of say 3-4 years old. So that is the age when he held the knife, and we noticed that he is so curious than the cuts and bleeds about learning the art. So we just left him with supervision of his mother. He was able to hold the knife and started carving. Now Yashwant, when he competed with the chefs, he competed with chefs who were thrice his age and won the silver medals. In fact, the chefs fraternity always say this: for your age, these are not silver, these are all diamonds. Because the people who carved over there are the best from every country. There were about 2,000 plus contestants who competed for this competition, and it was very, very professional and very tough. In fact, when he was sat on the competition venue like this, everybody were actually making fun of him until he finished his showpiece. Because obviously people will look at him and the size of him, because everybody were very professional, very talented. And once he made his showpiece, then everybody were surprised. And we really made Indian culinary flag fly high on the international map.
For me, the most exciting factor is I'm so glad, Jesu, you don't waste the vegetables in the kitchen. I think this is like really like a green goddess, you know what we believe in, less wastage, and this is very exciting to see. So thank you very much, yes, for being here. At this point, I would like to, we've got two people who are, I think, online. Preeti?
Yeah, they're online, Nina.
We have Mr. Rajdeep Singh, the General Manager of Pema Wellness at Bay Park Hotel, Visakhapatnam, and also Mr. Rajiv Bali, the Executive Chef at Pema Wellness, who are churning out fantastic cuisine there for my friends who are there right now. And all my friends are having a fantastic time. So, so can we have a few words from both of you, please?
Yeah, Nina, we Pema Wellness. It's in Vizag. As part of the Beanstalk Travels, that is, Green Goddess has our wellness travel, that is Beanstalk. So we came here to just spend a week, but we extended 10 days because the food is excellent. The staff are so warm and so helpful. We're totally impressed, and we want to experience this now. So we have Rajdeep Singh, who so sweetly have agreed to join us today to give us a few words, because I think we kind of tell in what we are thinking. Also, the beautiful presentation by chef and his father. So thank you so much. That was amazing. If you were to see the food that's being presented here, you would also agree that they also are doing some really amazing stuff, and we are totally excited to showcase them to you. So I would like Mr. Rajdeep Singh to just say a few words first, and then followed by Mr. Rajiv Bani.
Thank you so much, Preeti. In fact, very firstly, I would like to thank you, beautiful ladies, for inviting us over to probably, experience what Chef Umar Shankar and Yashwant were doing. That's a great job. Kudos to you, kiddo. I'm sure you would do wonders in your life. You'll bring in more laurels to your parents, to yourself. That was good, and it was very creative of you. Thank you so much. As Ma'am Preeti said, we are a wellness center based out of Vizag. It's the brand name is Pema, wherein the parent company happens to be Bay Park Hotel and Resorts. We have, the food being served by our chef Rajiv Bali. Trust me, he's as passionate as probably, a kid can get into any kind of antiques. He's too damn creative. I'm sure people, getting into experiencing his food, it does wonders. He's our asset. He's the asset to our organization. And I think all the best to Yashwant again. I think that's all about it. I would request you guys to come over, spend some time over here. It's a beautiful place. It does wonders to your oneself. I've experienced through it. I've been with the organization for the past 2 years now. And before joining, I had experienced the entire, wellness process. Trust me, it does wonders to you. It does wonders to your mental being and your lifestyle. You're a totally different, changed person once you experience all this. I think you guys should probably come over sometime. Thanks for having us over. I held it back to probably Ma'am Preeti.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much for allowing us in. Thank you so much.
Can we have a few words from Executive Chef Mr. Rajiv Bali?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Chef Mashankar and Yashwant Chef. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to see this thing from you, and it's very clear. And you doing excellent job. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to both of you, sir, for taking care of all my friends who are there. And yes, we are looking forward to coming there and experiencing whatever you all have to offer us. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Thank you again.
Hey, greetings. Come
We
here.
take leave. Thank you.
Jayu, would
Yeah.
you like to come in and give
Yeah.
the closing
So-
remarks?
Fantastic time here, and we and all my friends have to come in here, and we are so thankful to you, Yashwant, and your dad. I think you all are both blessed to have each other. It has been a fantastic workshop. Thank you very much. And they say you are what you eat, but it is also how pleasing you can make it to your eyes that the food becomes really exciting. So I think with all your tips, we are going to have a lot of fun more with food and going to make it at home for all of us. Thank you very much,
Thank you, ma'am.
Yashwant, and thank you.
Anju, I think you're there, Anju. Can you please come online and say hello to us and the closing remarks, please?
So, hi everybody. Right now, I'm so sorry, in a little bit of a mess. I've just reached the hotel, just checked it at McLeodganj. I've been on a pilgrimage for the Shakti Peetams. Yashwant and Chef, you were excellent. I've watched the whole show all the way driving from Kangra to McLeodganj, and it was fantastic. It's fabulous. So, as Jayu rightly said, you first with your eyes, and then you taste the food. So, I mean, your tips, I'm sure each one of us has really benefited by it. And thank you, Nina, and everyone, Chef Jesu, the Savera team, Kiran, each one of you. We definitely cannot do this, sitting Preeti and Jayu in Vizag, me over here. I think still, what binds us together is, I think, Savera and the team. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Anji. We miss you all here, but I guess you have been through everything, every step of it, and you've seen it. I'm so happy about it, right? And pray for everyone out there on your pilgrimage, okay?
Yes,
yeah,
Nina.
for the health of the whole world, yeah? Thank you. And now we move on to the next item on the agenda. And for that, I would request both the chefs to come and join us for the cake mix, right? And so goodbye, everyone who's there. So we will see you all next month for yet another workshop. Yeah? Take care and bye-bye.